we got another special episode of Tales from the Riff. Joining me in my house, I got Christworm.
What's up? Hello.
So I got Mr. Travis and George. Thanks for being here, man.
No problem.
Dude, I really appreciate y'all driving in. I mean, I know y'all got a good show tonight at Freetown. Looking forward to that. I'll be there for sure.
Awesome.
And, man, I just want to get right into it. And so are y'all two both like the founding members of Christworm? Or?
Yeah. We are, yeah.
So how long Christworm's been a thing?
10 years.
Really?
Yeah, I think we started like at the end of 2011, beginning 2012 probably.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
We used to be a 3-piece, and we were called Grave Robbers, and we wanted to change the name. And then I think we played one show with our old lineup as Christworm, and then our drummer decided he wanted to kind of lay back and just focus on like recording and running sound and stuff. And we were like, well, hell yeah, man. And then me and George were having some drinks, being like, well, what are we going to do? And I drunkenly was like, well, I'll just play drums and sing, man. I got it.
Shit, yeah.
The next day, he was like, I found a drum set. I was like, oh, shit.
It's serious now.
Yeah. But then we just kind of went from there.
Fucking right. And, dude, the first time I saw y'all was during the Golgothan record release party that y'all played. And that was a fucking just... I was blown away, man. Like I'm not blowing no smoke up y'all asses. It's like I was like, dude, it's like this, like your description said, it's just fucking blackened doom, And I like how y'all description on Bandcamp said that it's meant to be a live experience.
Yeah.
And dude, anyone out there who has not seen this trio of guys from Baton Rouge, you need to correct yourself. Like, come to live. I mean, this is gonna be taped, but I mean, they have a good show tonight at Freetown Boom Room with Morbid Torment, Pale Misery, and Pure Filth, and I'm just looking forward to that.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a really good time.
It's going to be a good time.
Yep. So you know how we do things over here. If you ever heard the podcast, man, well, I just like to get y'all's story. Just hear your musical journey, what got you to this point in time as far as, learning music, the first riffs that made you want to be a musician.
Yeah.
Like first and foremost. And if you want to take it away, Travis, I mean, you're ready.
Yeah, sure. Well, for me, I think I was like, according to my dad, I was like 3, and my dad's always enjoyed music, and I guess that's where I get like my musical taste from, because he likes like some old punk bands. He likes, the 80s metal. So for me, it was the Scorpions.
Oh, fuck right.
I wore that tape out, dude. Like, I made my dad play it every time we were in the car together, and it eventually burnt up, and I pretty much just like broke down, lost my mind. My dad was like, all right, well, we'll get another fucking tape. I'm like, Jesus. And then, so from there, it just got progressively heavier and heavier and heavier. And then now, I guess as I'm getting older, I mean, I still listen to heavy music all the time, but I find myself listening to more chill stuff that's like heavy lyrically.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So
yeah,
like, Emma Ruth Rundle, she's great. Kira McSpice, just stuff like that.
Yeah. So what was you grew up in Baton Rouge?
No, I grew up in Mississippi.
Oh, okay. That's the accent I hear.
Yeah.
All right. Which part?
Picayune.
My wife is actually, she spent some time in Mississippi as well. I think outside of Macomb, if I remember that correctly. If not, at least don't murder me.
Yeah, no, Picayune's like kind of the beginning of the Pine Belt.
Mm-hmm.
And the further north you get, it gets, I don't know how it gets worse than Picayune, but it gets worse than Picayune.
So what took you down to our parts in Louisiana?
Whenever I was in high school, I started playing in bands whenever I was like 13, 14. And I've always, until this band, like, well, I guess came full circle now, but I always did just like standalone vocals and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I played in a band in high school, and then after that band ended, I played in another band, and we recorded with a guy in Baton Rouge, and pretty much I left my band that I was in, and he needed a vocalist for his band, and I was sick and tired of living in Picayune.
Yeah.
So packed up and moved here. I was like 17.
Damn.
That was 2008.
Just left everything behind at 17. Just came over here.
Yep.
So what did that first band initially sound like?
That was like, what, 2005, 2006, just like As I Lay Dying,
Okay.
Black Dahlia Murder, like all those bands that all of us were into at that age were just like, this is it, dude.
Yeah.
So kind of just like metalcore stuff.
I gotcha. Yeah. So I guess my question for you is that what were like the first band just propelled you to become a musician?
Probably Nirvana.
Really?
I have to say, yeah.
Okay.
Because like I was probably about like 7 years old, and I had like this little toy guitar and like microphone, and my sister showed me how to tape stuff on like VHS tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And I waited until MTV played the Smells Like Teen Spirit video, because I saw it like once before that, and I was just like, what the hell is this, dude?
Yeah.
And then, so I taped it, and dude, I tried to mimic everything that they did. I was telling my mom, I was like, I'm going to be a rock star or a professional wrestler.
I mean, I remember you cutting some promos before the Go Gothin show, and yeah, man, you definitely got the personality to kick some ass in a squared circle.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it was. I'd say that was probably my first initial like, I got to figure out how to get into this kind of thing. And then a few years later, my sister gave me my first 3 CDs, and it was Master P, Ghetto D, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, and Life is Peachy by Korn. And that pretty much, I guess, set me up for the music that I enjoy now.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Life is Peachy, like, the opening track comes in so fast and so heavy, and like at that point, I'd never heard anything like that. And I was just like, what is this? And then, yeah, it's kind of just all downhill from there, I guess.
And from Life is Peachy, like, what took you down towards the, that serious side where like doom, sludge, and like even more extreme metal comes into play?
Oh, dude, it was just like, I hung out with this kid that was on my bus that was like a couple years older than me, and he was like a music fanatic, like had all these different subscriptions to magazines and stuff like that, and was always getting new music and showing me different bands. So it was like, okay, I'd heard Korn, and I was like, well, this is heavy, dude. I can't get heavier than this.
Right.
And then he showed me Slipknot's first album, and I was like, okay, like, it's gotten heavier. And then from that, and then LimeWire, man, BearShare, all that. I was just like searching for stuff, and it would like bring up other shit. Like I was downloading stuff on accident. Mm-hmm. And yeah, dude. And then Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, bro.
That was I was like, okay, we're there.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
And like my parents, of course, were just like, this is a phase. And I'm just like, still doing it. Longest phase I've ever been in my life. Like
15 years later, still here.
Yeah.
I can relate, man. I definitely can relate. And I want to keep George out of the loop, man. I mean, so more of the same, questions I got for you, George. I mean, like,
sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, so like, what took you onto this dark path of metal?
Ooh, man, I gotta say, probably the Rolling Stones more than anything else.
Well, now something you kind of inherited from your folks, or
yeah, they had this VHS of a Rolling Stones concert when I was a kid. And I got my hands on that, and like I was probably like 8, and was like, "This is the coolest thing I have ever seen." And like from that point on, it wasn't about being a musician. It was like, I gotta learn how to play guitar so I can be in a band. Like it wasn't about like I gotta be good as a musician. It was just like, well, if I don't play, I can't be in the band. I gotta,
Yeah.
So that's kind of what set me forward on it. Mm-hmm. Another childhood moment that sent me down the path was probably Billy Gibbons. My parents took me to see ZZ Top when I was like 10 or something. It was actually in the Cajun Dome right up the street here.
Yeah.
And 10-year-old me, like, oh, this is the greatest thing I have ever seen, So that was another one of those moments. Get you a guitar, that, so you could do this too, It's one of those kind of deals. But little did I know.
What kind of guitar you got?
Right now?
No, like back then.
Ooh, when I started gigging, I was using a Fender Telecaster, one of the Mexican made ones. And it was one of those deals where I had like a little acoustic piece of junk, and my dad was just like, well, if you learn how to play this Leonard Skinner song, then we'll get you something that's good, And I sure did.
Yeah. What Skinner song he wanted you to learn?
Ballad of Curtis Lowe.
Yes. I love that track. That's one of the, by far, the best tracks.
Walked into the living room and hit the little opening little run on the... Mm-hmm. Said, all right, we're going to get you set up.
Fucking A. In fact, I was just listening to that on Spotify like Monday. Yeah. I'll bounce back between fucking Skinnerd and like my 80s obsession of new wave and all that stuff, dude. I mean, I just get into that. And getting off topic, you brought up Smashing Pumpkins, and I was like delightfully surprised that y'all got that cover from Smashing Pumpkins. Like it's like y'all just pulled it out y'all back pocket during that set, and I was like, that is fucking amazing. Please tell me the inspiration to do that cover.
It's all Travis.
I can't fucking stand Billy Corgan. I love his music.
Yeah.
Thanks to my sister giving me that CD, and it opened up everything.
Right.
Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness has great tracks on it.
It really does.
Siamese Dream is and then his solo stuff. His solo stuff's good, but I don't know. Honestly, I was at work and I had my phone on shuffle on our little sound bar thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going all over the fucking place, country music into funk, death metal, and then Zero came on, and I was like, dude, we could cover this.
Right.
Not even have to change anything. Just play it as it is, whatever. And so I brought it up to them, and they were like, no. And I was like, trust me, dude. Come on. It'll be fun. Everybody knows this song.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I was the naysayer. I was like, man, that ain't going to work,
Yeah.
We start learning it. I'm like, all right, this might work. We play it live, and everyone goes nuts. I'm like, well, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Zero has it's got some dark lyrics to it.
Oh, yeah.
For a pop song, for a mainstream radio song, it's definitely got some dark shit going on. And I mean, but the way y'all covered it, I mean, it's even fucking more evil.
Yeah.
And I totally appreciate what y'all were doing with that.
Oh man, we did a cover a few years ago, and actually it was 2016 for the Floods, I think.
Yeah.
The Flood compilation. Yeah. We did a cover of Mad World by Tears for Fears.
Love it.
Yep. I don't even remember how to play that song.
It was unrecognizable. I mean, I don't think anybody would have known that it was Mad World.
What I have to ask, man, what are y'all tuned to as far as
I'm in drop F.
I knew it was fucking way, way down to fucking.
Yeah, we've gotten to where we're just all baritone guitars now, all drop F, mainly playing out of bass rigs.
Yeah.
And just trying to see how low we can go,
It's fucking low as low could be, man. I remember, yeah, that's true. Sean from Writhings, he had told me, he's like, man, you're gonna check these guys out. They're like, you ever seen them before? I said no. He's like, you're in for a treat because they play through bass rigs. Yeah. And I was like, what? And sure enough, man, it was like, that is fucking low as all shit.
Man, I'll tell you, me me and Travis saw a band called The Body Play.
Yeah, I heard of them.
I mean, they are just the loudest band that you could. I mean, just like rattle your teeth, you know. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely built my rig off of the way he had his set up. Like I was like, well, now I know how to push air. Like,
that seems to be working. So try that.
So, but yeah, it's not a completely like original Frankenstein idea, you know, but I definitely like mimicked it off of somebody else's rig, but it gets loud for sure. Yeah.
It's, to me, like watching y'all, you know, and I just do, it's not even a comparison. It's just kind of like the feeling that I got. I never saw Sun. I never saw Sun live. But everything that I've seen on YouTube by Sun or you know, whatever, you know, they tune way low, and it's just like you said, it's pushing air from like all angles with their sound. And it's like, you know, y'all Louisiana's kind of form of Sun, because y'all tune real low, but y'all have music with a fucking pulse.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you're not purposely trying to just let a note ring out for like the whole concert.
Yeah, we kind of got out of the droney kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not that we dislike it. We still have parts like that, but we just kind of wanted to see if we could play a little faster and like would it translate, and maybe we could write a song that's like less than 12 minutes long and like you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, we used to just play. Whenever it was just me and him, we had a set, like before we wrote Breeding Weakness, we had a set that was 2 songs and was like 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Start hitting that, there's like a sweet spot frequency that so many hertz where like people become entranced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like we tried to record. It's like 442 hertz or something. Right. It's like moves water like a specific way. We tried to record a record like with our guitars tuned to like those hertz. Like, I don't know if it did anything or not, but I don't know.
But speaking of the latest album, man, you know, ever since I saw y'all, I was jamming the stuff on Bandcamp. And I really, really love the track "Bastard Flesh."
Hey.
Dude, that is a ripper.
Yeah,
I mean, what a way to close out a record, man.
And that song's actually kind of like a love song to my wife, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, the lyrics are. I like to try and write stuff where you can take it for what you want to take it for, but for me, it's about my wife.
Yep. And you have a young one, don't you, Travis? Yeah.
She'll be 6 months in a couple weeks.
Congrats, man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you know, don't blink your eyes, man, because by the time you know it, she's gonna be a teenager like R3.
Oh yeah, dude. I was talking to my wife about that the other day. I was like, said something was like, "Oh, she's just so sweet and happy, and I love her." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." But next thing you know, she's gonna be like, "Fuck you, Mom. Fuck you, Dad.
You can't tell me what to do."
But no, man, it's great. I've always wanted to be a dad, and I just so happen to be lucky enough to find my, forever person.
That's awesome, man.
So, yep, little baby.
Yep. So, what are y'all guys are listening to lately? Like, what's pushing the needle for y'all?
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of like older stuff that like I used to listen to. Like I've been really on that what was it called? Like Show Your Teeth or something by Ugly Casanova.
Uh-huh.
That record, been listening to that a lot. The new Turnstile album, I can't get enough of it. Mm-hmm. It's so catchy and fun. But honestly, like metal wise, dude, Malignant Altar.
Oh yeah.
Their newest record is
it rips.
Top tier. And then Mortiferum, I've been listening to them a lot. And then gotten a lot, like really back into ACX DC and like a lot of power violence, like Sex Prisoner, Weekend Nachos, stuff like that. And then I mean, Full of Hell's always in my rotation. Love those dudes. And then Antichrist Siege Machine, dude.
Never heard of it
That
until
band,
now.
that's the only time like Facebook sponsored ad was like, you should try this out. And I was like, all right, what's going on with this? Yeah, dude, they came out with a record, like I think their newest one came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, from front to back, it's just demolishing.
Damn.
It's real. I guess it's kind of like death grind, like more death metal influence, but like has the grindcore feel to it. Yeah, dude, I don't know. That's always been my shit, though. I love like grindcore and power violence and stuff.
Yeah, when I discovered homegrown favorites of mine, Brat.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, they put on one hell of a show.
Yeah,
and they got all those they got all those deathcore elements to them, and
Let's Go Girls.
yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, I love them, dude.
I love those cats, man.
Yeah, they're
so
great.
fun.
We played with them recently, and they were excellent. It was a great show.
So what you got listening to lately?
I'm gonna embarrass Travis here. I'm not like super really into metal that much these days. I'm more of like a rock and roll dude.
Hey man,
I've been listening to this band called 68. They're a 2-piece, kind of similar to setup how Christworm used to be.
right?
Mr. Josh Scoggin from The Chariot and Norma Jean. He fronts that band.
Yeah, that was another band I was gonna say. The Chariot. I've been fucking getting back on that real hard.
But if you want some rowdy ass rock and roll, look no further than those two. And I'll say it. This is where I'm gonna embarrass Travis. I've been bumping that new Chili Peppers record, man. I'm a Frashante guy.
Hey, Frashante's pretty damn good.
Oh, fabulous.
He's fucking
shit.
good.
He's the shit.
As a guitar player, like I watch him and he's really impressive to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
and they just recently played Jazz Fest, didn't they?
They did.
I had some friends of mine that went out there. That's just a fucking expensive ticket for my taste.
Yeah.
I feel like you could go
I wanted to
see
see
him in
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes,
That's
same here.
But I didn't want to spend all that money just to go see Wu-Tang Clan.
Right.
Even
It's
though
hot
I would.
out there, too.
Yes, thank you, George. It is hot as all shit in New Orleans right now. I mean, damn near fucking killed myself cutting the grass this morning. It's like what the fuck?
I just remember we went out there one year and Foo Fighters were playing and it had just rained and it was like 105 degrees or whatever it was. It was just like muddy and muggy and hot and it was just awful. I was just like, I don't know if Jazz Fest is for me. I think I might pass.
Yeah. So tell me what's like a typical writing session between you two guys since y'all, been in it for the past 10 years, like you said.
It all starts with the riffs.
Yeah.
Either myself or Travis, or even recently William will have a riff, and I'll usually try to take it home, record it, try to take it home, and get a little structure together, see what I can stretch it out to, and then I'll bring it back to them, and they'll hate it, and I'll go redo it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, now that we have William, it's been like, I feel like it's gotten a little easier writing stuff because, like, for instance, like when it was just us two, like, he plays guitar, I can mediocrely play guitar, so, like, I can show him a riff if he's, like, having writer's block or something.
Right.
But, like, he doesn't play drums. So whenever I would get stuck on something, I'm like, this just sounds like everything else I've been doing, or, like, blah, blah, blah. He'll just look at me and just kind of be like, I mean, I'm just like, yeah, fuck. But now that we have William, like, all three of us can play guitar, and me and William play drums. William also plays drums a lot like I do, but he does things differently. So whenever he gets stuck, I'm like, let me see that.
Yeah.
So it's come a little easier, but yeah, usually one of us will be like, I have this riff, and then
And it just fucking like
Yep.
writes itself
Take
at that
it to
point.
the lab,
Yeah.
see what you come out with.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, that's quite a dynamic for a trio where everyone plays guitar, and there's two drummers.
Yeah.
That takes some pressure off. Probably all three of you.
No, for sure. And, like, I mean, I've tried to get them. I'm like, yo, if you ever want to just, like, write something down, man, like, feel free to write lyrics or whatever, because just like with, like, trying to write drums or write guitar parts or something, like, I get writer's block.
Yeah.
I get stuck. And then something happens in life, and then I'm just like, all right, well, now I'm pissed. I have everything I need to write.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been, I feel like it's been a little easier. We have been, all three of us have gotten kind of nitpicky, though, lately.
Yeah.
It's easy of a habit to fall into.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you start picking a little, and then
You're like, damn, this
Snowballs.
sounds sick, dude. And then you're like, but what if we did this?
Right.
And
you will what if yourself to death. You know?
And then after about like 4 different variations, we just find ourselves back at the
Original idea. Yeah. I do the same thing. And I'm by myself.
Yep.
You know, I try to get a little creative, get a little fancy, and like, you know, I'm probably a even more mediocre guitar player than you are.
No way, dude.
Shit. I'll show you some of my riffs and you be the judge. But I'll come back and I'll be noodling and like, okay, I'll send it to some friends of mine, see what they think. Why don't you just keep it the way you had it the first time? I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, man, like what people say, dude, the KISS method is like a real thing, dude.
Yes.
Well, I'm always a proponent of dumb it down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, if you think you're doing too much, if it feels like it's even kind of too much, it's way too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
George, how long you been playing guitar?
Ooh, sophomore in high school. That puts me 14 years.
Ew.
16 years, maybe? I don't know. I'm not good at math.
What were some of your personal guitar heroes growing up? Besides Frashante.
I already talked about Keith Richards and Frashante. Yeah. I feel like one that doesn't get talked about a lot, and again, this is going to embarrass Travis. Chris Shiflett, the guitar player for the Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Like, low-key steps out and just hits some killer solos in certain songs. He's real good. He's another one, too. But I got to say, Billy Gibbons is the man.
Oh, man.
Just everything. The way he dresses, the way he plays, like, just his whole spirit is just badass.
He's a huge reason. I mean, Jimi Hendrix, before he passed away, said he's one of the best, if not the best guitar player that's ever lived. And, I mean, that's saying something. When you got Jimi Hendrix calling you out like that, wow.
Well, I'll always have to put Prince in this conversation, too.
It's so weird that you name Prince because he growing up, I mean, he was like when my mom had bought me that Purple Rain record. I mean, I grew up with that. I remember being like 4 or 5 years old when it came out. And I mean, I always looked at Prince as a really good guitar player. I mean, you just can't deny it. I mean, he's one hell of a fucking songwriter.
Just crazy guitarist.
Shit, yeah. I mean, he had some, like, he would rip solos like nobody's fucking business.
Yeah. I mean, just crazy stuff, too. Like, technically magnificent, like, just excellence.
Yeah.
He's also a very good basketball player.
Very.
To Charlie Murphy.
Yep. And
rest in peace to both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, they said, I read an interview with Eric Clapton where the guy asked him, what's it like to be known as the best guitar player alive? And at the time, Prince was still alive, and he was like, "Well, you'll have to ask Prince."
I remember that interview. I remember that. Yeah, I remember reading about that.
Yeah. So I mean, if you got Clapton saying that about you, I mean, I feel like that's pretty high praise.
You know, I can't help but think back to an interview that I read with Dark Throne, and they were like talking about how their parents were into Eric Clapton and everything like that, and like, you know, they just considered Clapton one of the most boring guitar players. I was like, wow.
I don't know. I mean, some of his stuff, it's there. I mean, it's definitely there, but he's not one of my favorites. No. I definitely think he's like a legend for sure, you know, but Clapton just never really got it done for me.
No, I mean, his stuff in Cream, Blind Faith, of course. I love Cream. I love Blind Faith. And when he did Cocaine, like that, I mean, that shut it down. Yeah. I was in with that.
Honestly, one of my favorite Clapton records was the one he did with B.B. King. It came out like in the early 2000s. It's called like Riding with the King.
Yeah.
Some killer song, like guitar work wise, top notch.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you got, you know, when you're hanging out with B.B. King, I mean, it kind of makes, you know, you got to step your game up.
Yeah,
sure that's what you
sure.
have to do.
For sure.
If we could just dive in some of the, we touched on it a little bit earlier, some of the lyrical content, man. I'm really curious about the lyrical content in some of your songs, Travis. Are you your majority lyrical writer?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't know, man. Like it really just depends on the day. Like I've struggled with depression for a long ass time, anxiety, like. I mean, shit, I kind of got the little jitters just sitting right here, but...
Why?
Anxiety, man.
Dude, first and foremost, you're talking to someone who has PTSD.
Yeah.
So, and anxiety and my share of depression, so you're in a safe spot.
For sure. But, no, man, it really just depends. Like, for instance, we have a song that we're actually recording as a single right now. It's called False Tongues, and that one, it's kind of a blend of, I guess, like a political stance, but also like a stand. It has something to say about how the Catholic Church is, not getting in trouble for stuff that they've been caught doing, and it's bullshit, honestly.
Yeah.
And then other songs like, I don't know, Amygdala. I had a really tough time whenever I was like 19, 20 years old and tried to kill myself. Mm-hmm. So that song's pretty much about that. Yeah, it really just...
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Oh, no, for sure.
Like,
too.
for sure, man. And I'm sure, all your family, especially,
yeah,
in time, if you ever share that information with your daughter, man, she's going to really appreciate the fact that, Dad's still here. So,
for sure. I mean, I don't know. Writing's always been a way for me to kind of express myself. And then, of course, with the music, too. And, like, for a long time playing in metal bands, like, you do the standard stuff of just, like, writing a fucking metal song,
Absolutely.
And, like, I don't know. I think I actually told George, I was like, dude, what's heavier than your feelings?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like to tell people we're the heaviest emo band anyone's ever heard. Like, because
that's a great quote, Travis. Like, really? Like, what's heavier than your feelings? Like, seriously.
I mean, I don't know. That's just me, though. Like, I like all kinds of lyrics, but, like, one of my favorites is Pat Flynn from the band Have Heart. Mm-hmm. Always loved that band, and like growing up, friends would be like, dude, they're a straight edge band, like why do you listen to them? I'm like, because of the way the dude writes his lyrics. Like, he's got songs that are, I'm sure, about being straight edge or whatever, but the way he words it is, you can take it for whatever you want it as.
Right.
And then, cut to their like final show in 2009, and there's like 1,500 people packed into this place. And I mean, yeah, it wasn't like, the biggest fucking to-do ever, but like, he didn't even have to sing. You could hear the crowd over his microphone more than anything. And so, stuff like that, and like storytelling too. I enjoy that a lot. So,
what was some of your favorite stories that you got exposed to growing up that really, made you, like, some thought-provoking stories that made you want to write as deep as you do?
I really don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, I didn't really read a whole lot growing up. I was always like, riding my bike or skateboarding.
Okay.
Doing something. But I always enjoyed writing.
Yeah.
It's like, I lose focus reading, but like when I'm writing something, it's just, I don't know. I always excelled really well in English class. And honestly, I can thank Miss Roe Paylott for that.
Shout out Miss Roe Paylott.
Hell yeah, dude. That woman was a fucking bitch. But she made me want to learn, you know what I mean? And like, I dropped out of high school because I went to a school that was just bullshit. And like, I kind of stopped. Like, I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. But her class was the one class that I did like everything, and she would cuss at you. Like, she was a little woman from Chalmette, and she'd just be like, look, you don't want to learn in my fucking class? Go sit out in the hallway. And it's just like, yes, ma'am. And so she kind of drove me through being an asshole into wanting to like, it was like I wanted to like impress her.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I totally get it.
Yeah. So,
because growing up, I come from a small town in Delcombe, Louisiana, which is just outside New Iberia. And I had a teacher my junior year. You said you were 17?
yeah.
Yeah, I was 17 when I had Miss Dore. And Miss Dot, this is one woman who she could have taught at any university, as far as I'm concerned. But she wanted to stay close to home in Delcombe because that's where she was from as well. And talk about a woman who fucking knew how to get through to me. Yeah. Like, she was like no nonsense, just like you said about your teacher. She, like, if you signed up for honors curriculum, it was like buckle up, like, because I did. I was really good at English myself, but there was just some days where she knew, well, is he trying to be attention seeking by saying some outlandish shit and trying to cause a ruckus or whatever? And then it's like she knocked me off my fucking pedestal and was like, "Hey, guess what?
Yeah,
you're not the best writer in this class."
Yeah,
shit like that.
Yeah, dude.
But but I could totally relate to you what you said as far as like having those feelings associated with depression and anxiety and whatnot, and and journaling all that out and having a creative outlet, even if I'm just like noodling in my bedroom, and performing in my arena right here.
Yeah,
it definitely helps pass those feelings.
No, for sure. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I do like poetry. I kind of always have. And so, like, I'll write either just, write down what I'm feeling or try and, like, I guess compose a poem of my feelings. And, like, I enjoyed, like, the classics like Edgar Allan Poe. I like Sylvia Plath. There's a newer guy. He writes, like, really short poems. His name's Rudy Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that guy, right? Like, I'm getting fucking goosebumps just thinking about it, man. Like, he's so clever, and like the meaning behind each poem is like so fucking deep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know. One of his poems, he's got a line in it where he says, "I want to be someone that my shadow wants to follow."
Wow.
And I was just like, Jesus, dude.
It's just
But like, I don't know. I mean, some stuff comes across easier whenever you write it in that way, like being like a more like pick your brain kind of style. And then sometimes some songs are easier to write whenever you're just like, here it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's right in front of you. There's no other meaning behind this. This is it. There's no metaphor. Boom. So
I mean, that's pretty cool that you're into writing and poetry, but have you ever did DMT, man?
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding. I couldn't help it. I wanted to have a Joe Rogan moment right there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, shit. No, dude. Actually, one of the I had stopped playing music for like a year because I'd moved back to Mississippi to be with my dad for a little while, and me and a buddy of mine were thinking about starting a band, and I was just like, I don't want to fucking do that, dude. Like, I'm just chilling. And so we ate a bunch of mushrooms and listened to Radiohead.
Oh, wow.
And
which album?
In Rainbows.
You know where you fucked up, right?
Listening to that album, dude. Because I never really paid attention to the lyrics so much. So, like, it's all like, most of the songs are like really upbeat and like, so we're fucking sitting there, dude, and I'm just balls deep in this mushroom trip, and I start like focusing on the lyrics, and I was just like, dude, Radiohead is fucking dark.
They are.
And it's funny that George keeps saying that he's gonna embarrass me because I'm sitting over here, I'm like, dog, Radiohead's like easily in my top 3 favorite bands. Like,
hell yes.
So, but yeah,
I was 16 getting high listening to fucking OK Computer.
Yeah.
And my mom, God bless her, she has no idea that was going on. And I remember just like sitting down, laying down. I was high as all ball sack and just in my room at 16 years old on a weekend, and I'm like, it dawned on me. I was like, fucking Radiohead is my generation's Pink Floyd. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, kind
I
of.
never thought about that way.
Yeah, man.
That's a very good comparison.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. I was totally locked in, man, because like, you know, whenever Pablo Honey came out, I admit I wasn't the first one to jump on it, and but I don't know what it was, man. I heard the second one, the Benz got me.
Yeah, the Benz is great,
and then from there I was hooked in with OK Computer, and like that's the one that always resonates. And you know, I would cherry pick, you know, the singles and the songs that they would release, you know, from over the years. There.
Yeah.
That one's haunting. Like
yeah,
that one stays in the playlist.
Yep. No, dude, one of my like all-time favorites by them is Fake Plastic Trees.
Mm-hmm.
And like everybody's like, this is the most beautiful love song. Like, dog, it's about a fake tree.
Yeah.
Like there's no, I mean, he might have a metaphor to it,
Yeah.
but like he's writing a love song about his fake plastic tree.
Right.
Genius.
Yeah.
Like fucking genius,
Yeah.
dude.
Tom, I mean, that whole band, dude, like Tom York, Johnny Greenwood, and I forget the other two. There's so much immense talent that they have. It's the reason why they're fucking, you know, as big as they are.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm just glad, you know, I'm alive to be, you know, to witness to that. But y'all should definitely cover a Radiohead song.
Dude, I've got so many weird cover ideas. Like, I would love if we could figure out a way to cover Into Dust by Mazzy Star. Like, that one would be, but I just can't. Because usually whenever I hear something, I'll be like, oh, we could, like, you know, try it this way or whatever if we want to do it. And, yeah, I can't do that with that song. It's like it just needs to be untouched. Now, I don't know what Radiohead song we could cover.
It'd probably be tough. We'd have to.
Yeah, we'd have to do some. That might
work
be
on
if
that.
we did a cover. That would just be like it's recorded,
Right.
and that's where it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Leave it in the studio.
I'm every now and then I think to myself, like, I like to cover a song as well, man. Like just playing. And before this whole fucking this war with Russia and Ukraine, I'm a kid of the '80s, and like, dude, like I got some weird twisted ADHD going on too, and like I'll think of like something from my childhood, and like, you know, one of the first songs that I can remember listening to as a kid was Red Skies by The Fix. And they have that song, if you don't know about it, One Thing Leads to Another.
Yeah.
Well, they do Red Skies, and Red Skies is about, like, you know, it was written during the Cold War, where, you know, it could have been like Russia just bombing, you know, Europe unannounced at any time, any place.
Right.
And it's like, man, that would be a cool cover right now. Like some band needs to cover Red Skies and like just doom it out, whatever. I don't want it to be faster, that's for sure. Like I definitely want to slow that song down and just like use whatever hook The Fix had.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that would be tight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like pretty much like when I'm thinking of doing a cover or I get an idea for a cover, it's gonna be a song that like pretty much I'll go up to George and be like, we should cover this. And I'm just like, what?
Like,
Yeah, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Hear
accurate.
me out. But yeah, I don't know.
so what's some things that you want to bring into the fold, man, as far as covers, George?
Oh, man.
If anything.
Well, I was really into the idea of doing a Marilyn Manson cover, but then he got himself into a bunch of social media mess and all kind of
Little bit of you know, yeah.
got himself into a whole bunch of trouble, so we had to nix that idea and move forward. But I was working on a cover of Sweet Dreams, actually.
Oh wow.
And
Well, that's actually your rhythmic song, so you can do that one.
Yeah.
I could, but it was definitely gonna be like, you know,
Yeah.
Manson. It was, you know, it was gonna be more, I don't know, more of his than of theirs. For
I
sure.
got you.
But I was bringing in some cool effects for that, and I was trying to work it all out and get it done, and then like about a week into it, all that stuff surfaced, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna stop working on this probably.
Yeah. So, what's something else you got? Maybe you thinking about?
Honestly, I don't know. You put me on the spot. That's a tough one. I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
All right.
Sit down and
Fair enough.
Put the pen on paper for that one.
What are some of the things that really inspire your riff writing?
Well, have you ever heard of a band called Russian Circles?
I do. I did. Yes.
Mike Sullivan, the guitar player for that, has this way that he like sets up his chords with like an open string at the top, like lets it in drop D or whatever he's in, and like plays the chord and then just lets the string be open. Once I figured out that, I was like, this is just like the Christworm way to play.
Right.
And so like maybe I jacked his style or whatever. I don't think anybody would listen to my band and know. but
I don't think so, man. No.
But really like that like octave or power chord with the open string on the low open string is just, I start from there 90% of the time. Wow. Literally like 5/7 or 3/5 or whatever, you know. Pretty much start from there 90% of the time. I don't know why, but that's just like my starting point.
Yeah. I really enjoy, Russian Circles there. Y'all mentioned two artists on the Sargent House label. I was really into Red Sparrows. Still am. Still, like, whenever they came out, I missed that band. I think they only recorded maybe 2 albums. And, I miss them. I mean, Emma Ruth's brother was in that band as well. She played guitar primarily. It was all instrumental. Russian Circles, they have one of my favorite bass players in Brian Cook, who...
Oh, dude, their drummer is like...
Oh, yeah. Drummer is insane, man.
I saw them play when the Spanish Moon was still open in Baton Rouge.
I remember that show.
Bro, I stood on the steps of the stage and just was like...
Watched him, yeah.
Like, what are you doing? How are you doing this?
Inhuman. He's one of those Inhumans.
No, for sure,
dude. And I miss Brian Cook's first band, Botch, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Fuck.
Dude.
I mean...
And that guy's in Sumac. These Arms Are Snakes, Russian Circles. He was in Bot. I mean, that guy is just... It seems like everything he touches is just...
It's gold.
Good. Yeah.
Everything fucking Brian Cook touches is gold. And, I mean, it's just...
Old Man Gloom. That's another one that he's in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think now they have one of the guys from Cave In with them now.
Oh, Stephen Brodsky.
Stephen Brodsky, yeah.
He's another one of my favorite guitar players.
Yeah.
I really like
him.
Oh,
he's insanely talented.
Like some of the Mutoid Man stuff is unreal.
Yeah. That dude could play like any song he wants, any genre he wants. He's one of those guys that just makes me sick, But he's got so much going on, musically.
He's in everybody's band.
That's like Tyler Coburn from Yautja. It's like, dude, every band, like, pretty much I'll just be like, oh, dude, this band's fucking sick. And then, like, I check them out or something, and I'm like, oh, Tyler plays in this band, too. Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, that dude, I don't understand how you think that way to, like, play drums how he does, man. It's just fucking insane.
Some people are just, like, built different, and they're on a different wavelength of playing existence. I mean, it's just,
but that's definitely like next to the Russian Circles, dude. Which I clearly am not the super fan I claim to be. 'Cause I don't even know his name.
Oh man,
but him and Tyler are like two of, for me, like as a drummer. Still, I like to dabble.
Right,
but, those guys for sure.
What were I didn't even pick your brain about some of your favorite drummers, man. What like growing up?
Oh shit, Joey Jordison.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Is it Chris Adler from Lamb of God?
Yeah,
he
Chris
the
Adler.
Drummer?
Yeah,
him. I used to like Lars Ulrich before he sucked.
I think that's everyone's general consensus.
Fucking. Yeah, man. I don't know. What's that dude's name? Shannon something or another, played in Black Dahlia Murder and All That Remains.
Yeah,
I think. Sick.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I think he and I are like the same age, so it wasn't like growing up. But Tyler, Coburn from Yautja, that dude is, I don't know, it's just next level, man.
Getting back to y'all genre, yeah, I mean, seeing in the description that y'all classify yourselves as like evil sludge, evil doom, things of that nature.
Yeah.
What are some of the bands in that particular scene that I'm not saying that y'all mimicked or try to be like, but you're doing something on your own completely. But what are some of the bands that kind of inspired that sound?
I think Primitive Man. I couldn't go 1 second without mentioning them first.
I mean, Primitive Man, The Body.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, man. I think The Body was like, we were like, okay, well, if we're gonna do a 2-piece, like, there's no way we can't not do that.
I felt like seeing them is like when we put the pieces together. It's like we were wanting to do it and we were talking about it and we were just like, are we gonna plug all this shit in? Like, how's it gonna work? Like, what's gonna happen? And then we saw them play and we were like, that's it.
Yep.
Like, that's how it works.
And then actually, a buddy of ours, Thomas, he lives here now, but he was living in Baton Rouge, and there was this little record store, and it was like not really that many good. I mean, there was some good. I'm sure many people thought it was good stuff, but it was like their metal section was like not.
Yeah, it was like one crate.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
when Thomas worked there, he was like, I'm gonna curate this one little space here, and so I honestly, if it wasn't for him, I don't think we would have like be playing like how we have been playing, because like he was like, oh, you like this band? Like, here, check this out.
We'd go in there and he'd have 10 bands that we'd never heard of, and now all those bands are huge. You know, it's
right.
Like he kind of was the first one to put us onto the music that we were actually trying to play.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
Me and George had written like 2 songs at the time, and then after, like, I think one of us got Scorn by Primitive Man, and we were listening to that, and we were just like, damn, dude, these songs are sick. And we were just like, wait, that's one fucking song going on. What the hell, dude? And then we realized that the 2 songs that we had written, if we just, that it would be one like 11-minute long song.
Yeah.
And that was the first song we wrote, was Christworm.
That's fucking awesome. I like hearing shit like that a lot, dude. Especially at the part where, like Thomas was just giving banger after banger.
Yeah, it's like I'd go in there and like I'd be looking at like a whatever record. He'd be like, "Hey, have you ever heard of these guys?"
Yeah,
and and I'd buy it from him, and it'd go home and listen to it and be like, "Oh, this is."
Were there some local bands or that he would spread his influence on, like, or just more like acts out of town?
No, it was more like out of town stuff, like.
It's definitely big into some of the New Orleans bands, though, like the I Hate Gods and the like that kind of stuff for sure. Even like some of the Down stuff. Like I'll go listen to Down, and like some of those riffs are just like,
oh, dude, the first NOLA record.
You can't have that band and not write absolute bangers.
And you got a ripping guitar player on the drums. See how they got Jimmy Bower as their drummer.
Yeah. You got fucking Pepper Keenan. You got Kirk Weinstein. Like, first of all, you have Kirk Weinstein. You have the Riff Lord. Dude. Like, bound to be good.
Just shut it down right there.
Yep.
I mean, I remember again, another one of those bands where I was fortunate to come up and just witness just everything from the ground up. I was like 14, 15 years old when NOLA came out, man. I remember like my buddy, he had gotten a tape of it. But he was fortunate to get one of the underground tapes that was dubbed, from the band.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this is going to be coming out in a couple of weeks, man. I was like, he has some inside information. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And we went on Ambassador, they had a fucking CD warehouse. Mm-hmm. And that was our favorite place to go. Like, as soon as one of us got our driver's license, we were traveling from Delcombe, coming here to Lafayette, just wasting our money every Tuesday, every Friday for record release day, dude. Yeah. And I remember getting Downs NOLA, and we fucking jammed that shit like there was no tomorrow.
Oh yeah, dude. That's how it. I mean, that's how we found out about. Thomas introduced us to Mammoth Race.
Oh wow!
And then we ended up playing with them at a thrift store.
Like 2 months later,
Yeah.
like not even.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Like he's like, showed me the record, and I bought it. It was like this gold vinyl with like black spatter. It was like pretty expensive. He's like, I'm telling you, man, this band's killer. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna check it out. You never steered me wrong before.
Yeah.
2 months later, we wound up playing with him. I was like, if I knew we were gonna play with him, I'd have just bought it from them.
Speaking of playing with some bands, man, y'all are playing Oblivion Access.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. How are y'all invited, or who was able to finesse y'all into that lineup, man? I'm
We've
very
known
curious.
Dusty, who I'm pretty sure he still does, but he had booked a lot of shows at the Lost Well in Austin, and is like part owner of Worshipper Cabs and stuff. So we had played Austin Terror Fest,
okay,
which is what Oblivion Access was originally,
right?
and I don't know. Actually, I think we played a show there before Austin Terror Fest, and he was like, bro, fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We played there on the road, and then we did Austin Terror Fest.
Yeah.
And then he got together with these outside promoters who had mad money,
Yeah.
and they put together this Oblivion Access thing. And so,
And I
hit
mean,
us up.
after, honestly, fucking shout out to COVID-19, because it was supposed to happen like 2 years ago, and we didn't get asked to play it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And then so after like a 2-year hiatus, and it's like even fucking bigger now.
Yeah.
Like, and then Dusty hit me up. It was like, hey man, do you guys want to play Oblivion Access? And I was just like, yeah, dude, of course.
I want to take a gander at
Dude, there's bands on there that I've been listening to since I started playing music, and like it's just insane to me that I'm even a part of that.
I mean, Carcass, right off the rip. Daughters, Youth of Today.
I didn't even know Daughters was playing. We might have to go see them, Trav.
Fucking Autopsy, dude. Swans. Converge. Violence. Repulsion. Oh, dude. Winhand.
Don't forget about Lil Ugly Man.
Yeah.
Incantation.
Shout out Ugly Man.
Coven. I mean, dude, like, Cool Keith.
Yeah, dude, that was something I was stoked on with that.
Local hitters, Thou. I love True Widow. Ringworm. Acid. Fuck me, man. There's your boys. Primitive Man.
Yep. I'm also excited because we're getting in a day before, kind of early.
Yeah.
And this artist that I've really gotten into lately, she's playing at like 3:00 during the daytime show, the day that we're playing. And it's Midwife. And I'm really excited to see her. And I think the night before, whenever we get in town, we're going to go see Lil Ugly.
Saint Peeler, boy. I fucking love Saint Peeler. You heard of them? There's some local Texans. And, dude, like they have that HM2 like Entomb sound.
Chainsaw
That
sound.
chainsaw sound, dude. It's they fucking rip. They put together a benefit single in honor of your boy from Power Trip, Gale.
Yeah.
Oh, Riley.
Riley Gale, thank you. And man, I bought that on fucking impulse because I was I'm real sensitive to the accidental overdoses and
Yeah, man, this shit's terrible.
it's terrible, man. And and Riley Gale was a huge loss,
for sure, dude. They were well on their way to being like the new generation's big four. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were one of the biggest thrash bands, like younger thrash bands,
Mm-hmm.
in the country.
I also
for
got
sure.
to see them at that same thrift store that we played with Mammoth Race, and that shit
Oh,
was
wow.
fucking nuts, dude. Nuts.
And like I bought that single out of impulse because I was I'm all about helping people out, and Dude, Saint Pillar just fucking blew me away. Yeah, and that's a band. If they ever come to Louisiana, I'm definitely gonna go there, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's a great band name.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But man, I'm super stoked for y'all. Like, I really am. Y'all get to be a part of this bill, dude.
Yeah. Like at first, I didn't know how big it was because they didn't like announce anything. He was like, "All right, well, y'all will play on this day, and like here's a couple bands that y'all are playing with on y'all show." It's like, "Oh, sick!" Like Primitive Man, we've played with them a few times. Like, love those dudes to death. But he had like named Primitive Man, and I think
Cough.
True Widow and
Cough.
Cough was like the only three that he had told us about.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, cool. And then like a month goes by, 2 months goes by, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna announce. And they post that flyer, and I was like, what
Yeah.
in the fuck, dude? And I'm like, zoom.
There it is.
I'm just like fucking zooming in, and I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god,
Oh my god.
oh my
Oh my
god, yeah, dude.
Oh god.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, man. I mean, how awesome. Like some of these heroes of ours, is gonna be watching y'all on stage.
Yeah, man.
And so don't fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll try my best.
Oh man, I'm excited. I really am excited for y'all guys, man. I wish I could be there. Those tickets are not cheap.
No,
They are not. I was looking at that the other day, and I was just like, wow, okay.
I think it was like
All right.
$285 a rip, something like that. I don't know. I think someone was.
Guess we made it to the show, boys.
Yeah, y'all did. Fuck, and then some, man. Look, tickets. Here we go. Let's check it out for those who. So you can get the full fest pass. I think the full fest pass. The power of the internet. $250.
Wow.
$250.
I had no idea. I just knew the one-day ones were getting up there. And then apparently we were playing at on a different stage, and it got sold out like real fast, and they switched us around so now we're at a bigger place. And
yeah, they moved it to like this place called the Belmont in Austin.
Yeah.
And it's like 1,000 capacity venue or something. So that should be pretty tight.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm also just pumped that they added more tickets because they so many people had bought like passes and shit for this like 2 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
And being the true gentlemen that Dusty and company are, they held on to that.
they honored the tickets. Yeah.
Everybody
that's awesome.
that bought all those passes 2 years ago, those tickets were already sold.
Right.
And I mean, of course, they've added more bands and, built or, booked more venues, bigger venues. So it's working out. And then they added, like, for that venue that we're playing at, they added for every show happening, like, I think 150 extra tickets.
Damn.
So
Nice.
That's gonna be a nice sized crowd, dude.
yeah, man.
Fuck.
I don't really get stage fright so much anymore, mainly because I can't see anything on my glasses.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because your stage show, I was not ready for it. Y'all got like fog machines and those LEDs. Yeah. I mean, I was wondering about that. Like, how the fuck do y'all are able to play through all that?
Dude, it's tough. We've actually had multiple talks being like, we might want to just like lay off.
Lime green duct tape.
Bit. Yeah.
I couldn't make it through a set if it weren't for the neon green duct
Shout
tape,
out
man.
neon duct tape. Straight up.
That's how I see through it.
Yeah.
Duct tape company give us a sponsorship. We
Go
use
through rolls and
way
rolls,
much.
man.
Too much, dude.
I was when I was watching y'all show and just bearing witness to that, I was like, man, it definitely it's another added layer to the sound. It's just like and it's real. It's real. It's real. Yes, exactly. The ambiance of the show, and it's like, man, it's like you're witnessing something truly, like, just in my opinion, epic. It's this epic feeling, even though you can't see shit. You're forced as an audience member to just concentrate on the fucking music, and I think that's the point, right?
Yeah. I mean,
It gets I will say, maybe I I'm the fog machine guy. Maybe I'm a bit heavy-handed at times. I'll be honest, or most times.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the whole thing. You're right, absolutely. But also, it's just like I want you to feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable. You know what I mean? So we're just all gonna be uncomfortable. Is what's gonna happen here.
Fair enough.
And also, I mean, it's pretty easy to, I guess, make people feel uncomfortable. And like, I like to think I'm a pretty friendly guy. I just don't like people that much.
Oh, dude, you're in the right house.
I like
you
my
come
wife.
to the right house.
I like my daughter. I like these guys. You're all right.
Thanks, man.
I'm just but yeah, so I just want people to, like, when you leave from there, you will remember it.
Right.
Whether it was because you loved it, you hated it, you fucking felt uncomfortable, you felt unsafe. No one's ever been hurt at any of our shows.
Yeah.
But
I just wanted it to be an unmistakable thing. Like you see that and you hear the amps come on and you see that, like, you know who that is. Like, that's what I was going for.
Separate yourself from the pack.
I don't know how distinct it is, but it's definitely one of those things where we noticed we went up a little level when we started adding the lights and the fog and this, definitely takes the production value up a whole big step.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely feel that. I appreciate that because it's, there's a lot of bands that roll through Freetown, and and some really talented bands, but it's like, you remember that band playing? I'm like, yeah, but someone asked me, "Hey, have you seen Christworm?" I'm like, yes, I did.
You gotta have,
and it was quite the fucking experience. And you got more to talk about. It's there's more to the conversation than just I saw them
for sure. No, man. I mean, I just really what I've enjoyed is so and so from Timbuktu. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, we have a buddy that lives in North Carolina, and he just moved to like a new town or city or whatever, and was talking with some random person he had just met at the bar and was like, blah, 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 like, what kind of music you into? And then he was like, have you ever heard Christworm before? And my buddy Mitchell was like, what? Yeah, dude, that's like my fucking homeboys. Like, me and him play video games every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk to each other every week. And he was telling me about that, and I'm like, that's crazy, dude. It's like a cult following kind of thing. It's like,
weird.
Hey, man,
you don't
you
realize
this
it,
movie?
too. Like, there's people out there.
Y'all definitely brought the Baton Rouge following that y'all have to. I mean, it was noticeable.
Oh yeah,
it was very noticeable whenever y'all started playing. I mean, you could tell who came for who in Freetown that night.
We got some. We don't really necessarily enjoy our city too much, but we got some love there. They got some love for the worm.
Absolutely. So
I guess we should plug our upcoming show.
Saturday, May 14th, the day after Oblivion, or the day after we play Oblivion Access, we're playing at Mid-City Ballroom.
All right.
Baton Rouge.
Hell yeah. Y'all be there for that shit.
That's going to be a wild one.
Yeah. The first time I was at Mid-City Ballroom, I went to see Heraclean, and it was the Glacial Coffin release party for that. And, man, the sound is so good over there.
Oh, yeah, the sound is really good there.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Being an old church, I mean, it couldn't help but sound good.
Yeah. Yeah, that room, and it's got that, like, stained glass behind the stage, got that real cool look, It's a good spot for a Christworm show. I
was about to say, you can go heavy on the fog over there, man.
Oh yeah, we do.
Played our show, like our first show with the new lineup there, dude. Of course, all three of us were just like nervous as fuck because it was like the first time any of us played a show in like almost a year and a half or something at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of people there, like a lot of people. And then we just kind of all three looked at each other like right before it started. We're just like, all right, dog.
All right.
Let's fucking go.
Time to go.
Game time,
Shit, yeah.
Like, I kind of have started doing this whole, like, I guess I like to call it my Drew Brees scenario before the show.
You get the guys in the huddle?
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Yeah?
Like, we're sitting up there, like, getting ready to start or whatever, and it's just a real quick thing. It's like, this might be, we might be playing so and so's show, but this is our show,
right?
And not, this is our show. No, I'm saying like for us in that moment in time, it's like
your show.
This is our show,
right?
And everybody in here is gonna fucking remember this.
Yeah, you got the audience for the next 30 to 40 or an hour, whatever.
You fucking give some daps, bap, go time.
Shit, yeah. Well, now that Drew Brees is retired, you got to change it up now.
Yeah, fuck.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Just don't be Jameis, bro.
Don't eat a W, baby.
Don't be Jameis.
Don't put your fingers in your mouth. unless you had some wing sauce on it or something. Yeah. So where did Christ, like the name?
Oh, I was waiting on this. Dude.
Yes.
This is so if anyone's gonna listen to this and be like, "Oh, dude, I've been wondering this," it is not as fucking cool as people think it is. So me and George at the time were dating these two girls that were friends, and that's actually how me and him like became close friends, because they were friends. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to come up with a name, and dude, honestly, I think the two that we were like teetering with was Super Christ or Shitworm. And then fucking, I mean, we were just like fucking rifling names out, dude.
Right.
And then George's girlfriend at the time came home with a new plant. It was like a rose bush, and she was like, "Look, I got this new rose bush. It's called a Christ thorn." And we were like, "Oh, that's what's up, Christ worm." And fucking, even with that name though, me and George both were just kind of like, I mean, like, it sounds cool, but like, whatever. And then we played a show as that, and buddies were just like, "Dude, I love the new name." Like, all right, well, that's the fucking name.
That's the name.
There it is.
And I tell you, the stuff y'all put on y'all merch, man, it sticks out.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it definitely does.
Yeah, I can't speak for George and William, but me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of organized religion. So the name, the merch, looks, all that stuff just kind of goes with it.
Yeah.
But
again,
I feel like you got to go with the gimmick, man. You're a band called Christworm, dude.
Yeah.
You got to get some Hail Satan stuff out there.
Fucking now. Right. Yeah. you need to come true.
That's right. I mean, you play to the crowd. One time, we actually played a show for the Satanic Temple of New Orleans. It was a paid gig. They reached out to us and were like, "We're gonna have a satanic mass."
It was fun, dude, and everybody
we
was
want you
super
guys
fucking nice.
to come play.
Really polite. Everyone was really cool.
Quite the experience.
It was strange. Yeah, and whenever I say I'm not the biggest fan of religion, like, I just don't believe in any of that shit. Like, I'm not a Satanist or whatever.
Right.
If anybody believes in whatever, that's tight, dude. You gotta believe in something.
Exactly.
But it just ain't for me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we play for money, dude. Like, we're gonna play at the Methodist church. We don't care.
Fucking right. Hey, any Methodists out there that needs a house band? I got you boys.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boys.
PayPal, Zelle, y'all let me know.
Venmo, Cash App, we got you. That's awesome, man. I like that origin story of the name. Man, so I want to get down to the nitty gritty, and I'm going to go with George first, since Travis had the floor for a while. I need to know your Sacred Six albums.
Oh, man.
That you just cannot live without.
6.
I'm going to paint a story for you, like I always say. I mean, the house is on fire, and you either got, you got like 15 seconds to roll out.
All right.
What are they going to be?
Russian Circle Station.
That's a good one.
Probably Exile on Main Street, Rolling Stones. Sloppy Seconds, Leonard Skinner.
Oh.
Eliminator, ZZ Top. The first Chariot album. It's got a really long title. I can't remember it right now. Number 6. I'll go with Hell 3 because we were listening to that earlier, and I bought that at one of the first big Christworm shows that we ever played.
Yeah, I love it. I think you may be the only second person on my podcast that name drops Leonard Skinner in their top 6.
Really?
Congrats. I think the first one was actually Henny from Brat.
Nice.
Yeah. So you're in good company. All right, Mr. Travis.
Blackout by the Scorpions, 100%.
Hell yeah.
Ready to Die by Biggie. Enter the Wu-Tang. I'm such a fucking shit lord, but that fucking album by Mazzy Star with all the songs on it.
Yeah.
That one.
Hey.
I'm gonna say Radiohead's In Rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say Master of Puppets, honestly, dude.
Hey, George, hit that green button for me, baby. Shit, yes.
That one is just, every song's a fucking banger, dude. You can listen to it from front to back.
Even like the deep cuts, like Leper Messiah. And
Oh, yeah,
like,
man.
Rip.
Also, I'm going to replace Ready to Die with Songs to Scream at the Sun by Half Heart. That's, for sure.
Tasty. I like that. Switching it up. Fuck, man. Excuse me. Damn, root beer is going right through me. Damn. So, who are y'all looking forward to seeing tonight at Freetown?
Pale Misery, man.
Yeah.
I've never seen him yet. We've been wanting to play with him for a while. I've never seen him, so I'm excited. I'm there for it.
I saw them like right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And I was like telling George, I was like, bro, we gotta fucking play with this band. Like, they're so sick, dude. But I'm interested to see Pure Filth and Morbid Torment. I haven't had a chance to check them out.
I actually
logos are sick. So.
Yeah, I was actually fortunate to meet Renee from Morbid Torment in New Orleans, and I remember him telling me I went and watched Nun Slaughter over at Poor Boys, and that's where I met him. And he was talking about what would become this show that they were going to play at, and I was like, "Fucking right, man!" So like, now I'll get to go revisit that conversation with him, and so I'm looking forward to that. Pale Misery, fucking friends of the program. Love you, Thorn. And actually, Thorn was the one who, we had initiated the conversation on Instagram before his episode, but he was pushing for y'all to come on the podcast, and I was like, hell yeah. I said, don't worry, it's in the works. We're gonna get it done, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to finally get it lined up.
Shit, yeah, man. I just want to say again, thank y'all for coming over, man.
Thanks for having us.
This is so fun for me. I want to say, okay. John LeBlanc's from. I was about to say y'all was the first band to come, but actually, the first two guys from representing Baton Rouge.
Hey,
both in the house. I'm glad y'all here. John, I love you, man. You were the first.
We love you too, John.
Yeah, man. So I'm really looking forward to the set tonight. And man, y'all got anything y'all want to push off before we head out?
That about does it for me.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks
Anytime.
for having us on. Thanks for letting us be boring.
We got a new single coming out. Y'all keep looking out for that. I'm sure we'll let you know whenever it's ready.
Yeah.
Then pretty sure after Oblivion we're gonna start trying to write an EP or something.
Well, whenever that new EP drops, man, we're gonna come over here and we'll talk about it.
Oh, for sure.
Fucking right.
100%.
Y'all, this was Christworm. We got again this Travis and George from Christworm. If you haven't seen them, you need to check them out. It'll be worth your while. I'm not going to guarantee you money back because, well,
we don't give refunds.
We don't give refunds. That's just how we do things. So, thanks y'all for tuning in, and we are fucking out.